Hi everyone, welcome back to Plum Mashable. So for this week's decoration, I'm going to be using my Hero Arts bee kit. So let's go ahead and jump in. Alright, so I'm going to use my big bee set today. I just thought it would be cute to do like a whole week just of bees. Well, not all of bees, but like a hive. So I'm going to start with just taking off my 37 weeks. Kind of ridiculous that we're at 37 weeks, but we are, so just do that. Just pulling that off gently. Whoops, I tore a little bit, but it'll be fine. And we'll just dry that off. It does have a little bit of stickiness to it, but not a lot, so I think we'll be okay there. So I'm going to start off with some oxides. I'm going to be playing with oranges and yellows. Wild honey is technically an orange, but I think it sort of comes off more yellow, but I'll mix it in with a bit of mustard seed just to try and give it an orangey, yellowy kind of look. So I'm just going to start off with wild honey, and I'm just inking all over this. So the whole background's going to be coloured in, and then just in little bits we'll add in some yellows just to kind of bring it back so it doesn't look too orange, but I also don't want it to look too yellow. It needs to be somewhere in the middle. So this will take the longest out of pretty much anything I'm going to do today, I think. Like overall it's very simple. It's just that I'm gonna put ink everywhere. So I just need a piece of scrap paper, just so I've got a way to hold this without getting my hands all inky. So I'm going to go ahead and do this really quickly. And try really hard not to get any ink on the other papers, like on the other side. So I'll probably pick this up and wipe it off a lot. But I'm just going to rotate between using the wild honey and the mustard seed, and I'll be right back. So I've got all my yellows down. I actually really like that. I like this side better, but I think that looks really cool. I'm just going to wipe this up really quickly. I'm going to add a little bit, actually I might leave the brown till after. So we're going to do a little bit of stamping with some brown, but I think I just want to hit this with just a little bit of water because that's what I do. So I've got just normal water. I'm just going to give this just a little bit of a spritz and then just let it react for a second. And then I'll do the stamping with gathered twigs first, and then I'll come back and decide if I want to put just a little bit of brown splatter on here as well. That didn't quite. Yellow never seems to pull up as much as I think it will. Anyway, so we'll jump in to the stamp set itself. Now if you haven't seen this already, I'll link the videos below that I've used it, because I have used it a couple of times now. I'm just grabbing just an acrylic block for this one. So I've got the little honeycomb pattern, and I've got gathered twigs, and I'm using brown on purpose because I think black will be a bit much, and we'll play a little bit more with some brown later on. So I'm just going to have some fun making some hexagon patterns sort of around the place. So these are actually, they will join into each other. So I'm going to kind of group them together and just kind of make them up and around and just see what I feel feels good. Oops. That's not completely straight and kind of a bit messy, but that's alright. I'm guessing that honeycombs aren't perfect. So I'll keep doing that in a second, but I just want to show you the other thing I'm going to do there. Included in here is also some little solid ones. So just for a couple, so maybe some of these ones that I've messed up, I'm just going to come in and fill them in. So there'll be a couple that'll be solid. Just lining them up in there. I could colour them in, but I just think that kind of looks really cool. So I'm just going to do that up and around on both sides, and then we'll decide if we're going to add some more flicks or more water on top of that. The little honeycombs. I think what I like most about the honeycombs is that they don't have to be like, there's no perfection here. It's very something. Anyway, I'm going to put a little bit more water on this. I just want to let it oxidize just a little bit more. And while I do, I'm just having a think. So this is some lime and mortar and Mr. Moo Shop, I think that's what it's called. Washi tape, and it's got these gorgeous bees on it, and I'm sort of thinking maybe I'll add some of this as well, just so it's not all ink and stamps. Might need a little bit of brown. It's just not pulling up as much as I'd like it to. So I'm just going to have a look. I'm kind of thinking of doing it like just a little bit of tape and just having it kind of go to where the honeycomb is, and then having the honeycomb sort of take over, and have just a little bit up here. I don't know, I just feel like something a little bit different, just for a change. And I've deliberately left them torn. So they've got torn edges and they're a bit divided and a bit, maybe not there. I like the gold too, because I'm going to add a little bit of gold in this with the days of the week. So I kind of, I don't know, I just felt like these just needed to be a few more bees. Just a few more bees. I'm going to cut off the excess really quickly. There we go. Oh, I kind of like that. and then we can stamp out a couple of the bees and put them down. I'm also thinking I might pick up a little bit of the blue that's on the bees and put them as the flower, because I'm not quite sure what colour flower I want to do. So I'll have a look and see what that looks like. Right, so before I do the other stamps, I'm going to go ahead and put all the stickers back in where they need to be. I like the fact that these are a little bit, like that these are white, so they're a little bit bold and they sort of stick out. So I think it'll be a little bit different. And then I've got my Barney and Moon week sticker or weekday stickers. The only thing I've just realised, so I've got white backgrounds on these ones, but these ones are not. So you're not gonna, alright, so I'm going to do something a bit weird and annoying. Okay, alright. I'm going to get a tool I haven't used on camera yet. Desley and Denise bought this for me for my birthday. And I haven't used it yet because I sort of just haven't got around to it. And I'm just checking what size hole this is. So I reckon it's about 1/4 inch circles. And if I cut these out of this is just scrap paper. This was the same scrap paper I was using before. So I've got the little circle. I'll obviously do more in a second, but if I put, no, it needs to be bigger. I'll go the next hole size up, so I'm 5 1/16. I have no idea what that is in centimetres. Absolutely no idea. If this doesn't work, what I might do, I'm just going to have a try with one of these little hearts because I don't care if I waste one of those, whereas the 22 is kind of important. This is going to be difficult and annoying, but could either do that and have the number. Yeah, we'll do that. I think that looks good actually. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and cut a bunch of circles out and then stick my 22s on and put my days of the week on, and I'll be right back. Probably what I should have done was stamped out the little hexagons, like the solid ones, over the top of the numbers, and then I could have just put the number on top of that, but I didn't quite think of that. But anyway, I'm also going to grab these notes ones. These are also from Barney and Moon, and I'm just going to put them over the top of the bits and pieces if it fits, which it doesn't, so I'm just going to leave it bits and pieces and put notes on the other side. And I can just write over the top of stuff, over the top of the hexagons if I need to. And then I'm going to use 2 lime and mortar day off flags, one for Thursday and one for Sunday. But I'm just going to cut off a little bit on the sides because there's just a little bit of white showing and I don't want there to be. Just a little bit of sticker surgery. I'm not going to be too crazy. If I can't get anything more than that, I'll just leave it, but that's enough. I'm just going to put that somewhere on the day. Okay, so now we're going to just stamp out a couple of the bees and I think a couple of the flowers. I'm just going to do it on Express It blending card because I am going to colour in with my Copics. Just grab that acrylic block again. I'm going to do one each of all of the bees. Just grab my my ink, hoping I can get a couple of really good impressions so I don't have to do this multiple times. No, that's fine. So I'm going to do one each of all of the bees, and then I'm going to do one of these little flowers because I'm going to try and do it with a bit of blue. Just see if I can get the blue like in the bee on the washi tape, and see if I can get the colours to kind of follow along. So this colouring is going to be very quick, especially for the bees, and it's one of my favourite things about this kit, and I've said it before in one of my videos. I think the reason I bought this kit, or the reason I love this kit so much, is because the colouring is so simple. You don't have to be a great colourer to get great results with these bees. They are very cute. That was not a good stamp. So for the bees themselves, I'm going to use Y18, Y06 and YR23. So I'm just going to start very lightly in the middle, at least for this bee. So that was with 06, and then 18 I'm just going to come in on the side. I've just got a little bit of black ink on here from the last time I used this. Bit of the 18 on the sides, and yes, it is very messy, but that's okay. And then a little bit of the 23 just on the edge, and then I'm going to come back over the top with that lightest yellow, so the 06, and blend that all together. And then you end up with this kind of golden shine across all of it. I'm going to do the exact same thing for the other two bees. Actually, before I finish that, I'm going to do the wings. So I'm just going to use a little bit of, this is BG Quadruple Zero. It is a very, very light blue. I'm just going to put a little bit just right in, sort of in the wing shafts. I think that's what you call them. And I'm just going to grab the colourless blender and just blend that out into nothing. There'll be a little bit of blue on here. Why is that moving around? Did I get something? Must have got something on the page, on the mat. And once that's blended out, I'll just go ahead and colour in all the others. For the flower, I'm going to use B06 and B05. Just put the darker one sort of around the bottom and around the petal, like the bottom of the petals, and then we'll bring the dark up with the 5. So this is the 6 going down first. And I might bring in just a little bit of that YR23 for the stamens in here. was a little bit messy, but overall I kind of like it. I think it just adds an extra, like a little pop, because it's very yellow. I'm aware of that. There's just a little bit of yellow and orange in that. Blue and orange in that, which I think looks really nice. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut all of these out with the dies, and then we'll put them on the page. Do one more of the flowers. I feel like it's going to be blue on. There's going to be a little pop of blue on one side and not on the other. Okay, so I've got my three little bees and my flower. They're so cute. I'm just trying to find places where I think they look good. Stupidly, I may end up either not using my flower or moving it. Just trying to put them also in the, not in the hexagons, but just sort of around them. And this is what I mean with the blue. Like, I just think it's going to be too much of a bright pop. Although I do really like the blue. Actually, it doesn't look too bad over there. And it just picks up a little bit of the blue that's in the bee. Ryan, what do you think? Do I need the flower or get rid of the flower? Yeah, no. I thought of, no. It just doesn't look right. So I'm just going to put the bees in. Now this, I am debating doing one kind of thing, and I don't know. I'm just going to try it. So I'm just grabbing a little one of my action wobblers. I was just thinking it could be cool to have a bee that wobbles. A bee that wobbles. You don't need this for a planner week. It's going way over the top, I know. But I just think it will look really cute. Shut up, Ryan. So these little wobblers can be bought from craft shops and stuff. I think I got mine from Craft Online. They come in two different sizes. There's a small one and a big one. Just using the small one here. It will mean that there will be a slight bump, I guess, in my week, but I'm okay with that because it'll look really cool. It's also going to do a really good job of hiding this little mess I made with the stamp. See, it just kind of buzzes there. I just think that's so cute. Alright, last bee. And then I think I will call it at that point. I know I've just sort of moved that a little bit, but that's okay. I just have to put all my stuff back in, don't I? So, things I need to put in. I'm going to write them in black because I've used black writing everywhere else. I could use them in gold. Actually, that's not a bad idea either. I'm just going to grab my gold gel pen. I'm just going to add just a little bit of detail onto some of these honeycombs, just in gold. Just so that it'll pick it up just a little. Oh, actually, that's what I'm going to do. I'm still going to put these in. Whoops, that was a really bad one. And I should have done this before, I didn't even think of it. So I'm just going to grab my Starry Colours watercolour paint. I'm just going to add a little bit of the blue gold in here. Just mucking that up. I should have done this before. I don't know why I didn't think of it. But I'm just going to put just a little bit of gold splatter. And unfortunately I'm going to hit the bee, but it'll be okay. And just add this little metallic shift that'll match everything else. Okay. So I'm just going to hit that really quickly with the heat tool, just to dry it off, and then I'll write in all my details, and then I'll be back and we'll finish up. Anywhere to put the AFLW, but quite honestly we don't know where it is yet, so I'm not worried about that. They'll announce it and I'll put it in when they do. I'll just do like a flipper or something in there. I love that. I think that came together exactly like I had it in my head. I love that little bee that now does that, and I think the gold, if you sort of just catch it in the light, there's just enough of a shine just to make it really, really special and really different, which I really like. So that's it for this week using my bee kit from Hero Arts. If you did like this one, please check out my card that I made with this and also the unboxing if you want to sort of see all the way back to the start. If you did enjoy it, please give it a big old thumbs up and make sure you subscribe to my channel. You can also check out all of my other weekly decorations. They will be in the playlist at the end. Hope you guys have an absolutely awesome, awesome rest of your day, and I will catch you again in my next video. Sending lots of huggles. Bye!